So in this one, I'm gonna be talking about this deeply orchestrated psychological and financial attack that's meant to strip me of everything I feel, my identity, my credibility, my support system, and even my ability and agility to surface the crime to fight back. Kenny's actions, as I'm going to describe them in this, to fit the pattern of covert abuse and identity erasure and the gaslighting, which are all designed to make the victim, me, appear mentally unstable, while the perpetrators of this manipulative narrative took complete advantage of my life. So I don't want to do this. I never did. I only just wanted to talk and have a real therapy with people that wanted that stewardship and that same with me. But after being this length of time, I have to speak out now because I'm in a position that I wouldn't otherwise be in if it wasn't for these crimes I feel happening to me, leaving me unable to surface my own mind. So let me break down this role that I believe Kenny has played in this crime. This fake brotherly love that he's absolutely weaponized, family ties, his claim that the family should have ended with him shows a deep-seated resentment and a sense of superiority that he's always taken over me, making it clear to me that he never saw me as an equal, but rather as an obstacle or a target. He masked his hatred under sarcasm and satirical values to make his statements seem like a joke, but the intent behind them is very clear to me. They're dehumanizing me, invalidating my emotions, and even my right to exist or to fight back to exist inside of this crime. Because, like I said, I wasn't just going to fall to the ground having that hard of a time just to surface myself from this crime and then not have the proof. You know, like rich people have 50 cameras that could possibly be watching you at all times once you enter past the front gates of their whole community. You know, I don't have that, and if I did, this crime would be over because they would have caught what I'm saying, you see. But suit 2 is gaslighting and turning the crime into a mental health narrative when it's a crime against me. It's not a mental health situation. Sure, I might have mental health issues after the crime gets dealt with, but before then, if the crime doesn't get dealt with, I'm not going to go running for mental health when it's a crime to complete my life and legitimately strip me of my ability and agility to even fight back to defend myself in the standing of the identity theft part, coming to take my house and make it whatever. I'm gone and they get their way, you know. So every time I've been calling him out, and instead of acknowledging the crime, he flips it to make me appear mentally unstable. This is a classic abuser's tactic to discredit me before I get a chance to expose my truth, which would have been the case when I fell that day, and I've been still having problems in my chest ever since. If others want to believe his version of events, he gains more power while you just dismissed me as crazy. And this is how abusers steal both reality and justice from their victims. Narcissists, they have a problem in their mind, and it's fighting reality. It's literally kind of a mental retardation about fighting the reality of what is. And the key tactic is to keep me in survival mode, struggling to prove my own sanity, struggling to prove what I'm saying is true, instead of focusing on the crimes that have been committed against me. It's to strip me of myself, strip me of agility, and strip me of having reason to come out here at all. Psychological torture and the enjoyment of my pain. He didn't just want to steal up my life. He wanted to watch me suffer in confusion while he and others enjoyed the destruction that they had created in my life. He surrounded himself with people who hack, smear, and sabotage me using my own identity and my own past mistakes and everything that I've been trying to make better in my life, but they've been used to weaponize against me. He acknowledges that I'm right about the crime, but he frames it in a way that messes with my head even further to make it feel like the truth is just out of reach. And then his admissions to poisoning me and passing the crime, he admits to poisoning me and passing the crime on to Jesse Lee because he couldn't continue it alone. And the fact that he admitted to physically poisoning me is an outright confession, and a confession to an attempted murder, or at the very least to enhance criminal and bodily harm against me. Jesse Lee, quote unquote, being the God sent to him, means that this was a planned continuation of the crime, not an isolated event. This was a long-standing crime against me, and I felt it the entire time that I just, in the past year, surfaced. And was able to surface my mind, which is exactly why I wasn't going to just fall to the ground without coming out here and explaining my truth. By dismissing my emotions, he stripped me of my humanity, using my emotional responses as further evidence to use against me, to continue to push me under. So I believe these things are heavily to be understood here. The financial and legal erasure, and how he plans to just wipe me out. He has no intention of ever supporting me, and never had, in life or in death. He ensures that my mother even puts seeds into my mother to doubt me, which cuts off any potential legal and or emotional support in my life concerning these hacks and setups to stage me up for this identity theft and to stage me up for death. His statement about not paying anything if I were to die, or not paying anything, in his words, after I were to kill myself, shows that he sees my suffering as a done deal, and he really doesn't have any remorse about it, or the outcome of the actions of what he's taken against me. And the mention of court means he's already preparing his legal attack prior to me even having known that this was the way he was planning to move, to gain power over me legally through the guardianship, conservatorship, or just blocking me from my own assets again to be able to fight this real crime. So the real crime here is identity theft and erasure. He's not just trying to steal me financially and steal my financial identity. He's trying to erase me completely from existence, both in the system's eyes of those who could support me, and both in my family from those who would support me. Financial and legal identity theft. If you can successfully manipulate official records, courts, and institutions, he can make it legally impossible for me to reclaim back what's mine, and this is the goal, I feel. Personal identity theft on top of actual identity theft of my life and my energy and everything that I had been working hard for. He keeps rewriting the narrative to ensure that others see me as unstable, rather than as a victim fighting for justice. He needs, and these people, like I said, they need it to be in that Darvo to reverse the victim offender. Spiritual and psychological theft by stripping me of my ability to be heard, to be felt, to be believed by others. He is attempting to steal my very essence of my being away from me. And so what can I do to fight back? Like I said, the police report that I even called to get, I called to ask for that police report because I don't believe it was made. I want it on paper and I want it in front of me. But they don't give me these things. I'm trying to gather every piece of evidence, but when police are even able to shut me off, I have to determine that these are Freemasons in control of something that has been happening all my life through this abuse that my dad had introduced into my life. It's every admission, every manipulation, every attempt to frame me that needs to be documented right here. Even if the system won't listen to me now, it all might matter later, and that's my hope. So I'm recording conversations, I'm saving text and emails to have proof of of all of the financial and digital tampering that I can bring up, securing outside witnesses, people who aren't in Kenny's influence, but can validate what has happened to me. I don't want these people to be sourced out of my life either, like they have been. I've been missing friends to death that I also believe is part of this huge crime against me to make me just isolated as all get out. Expose the truth publicly on my terms here, because I'm trying to reason to carry my voice from the voice that they're trying to erase. My best weapon is to make sure that I'm heard, because tomorrow I could die, and at least my truth will be out there. Whether through music, writing, or direct legal exposure, I'm hoping to get the truth out in a way that cannot be suppressed any longer. I want to call out the contradictions in Kenny's story. If he's admitted to things privately but denies them publicly, that's leverage. I'm seeking legal and advocacy support based on his influence to be able to take this erasure into my life. And if he is pushing this into the court, it means that he believes that he can legally make the outcome in his favor, but also opens the door for me to counterattack legally as well. And I believe wholeheartedly that with what I've been coming out here with, he and they all know they're in a catch-22. Look into identity theft lawyers is what this recommends, abuse advocates, and legal aid organizations that can deal with coercive control and fraud. These are really hard things to get to when your energy, time is being stripped of your own essence, and on top of it, the poisoning that I believe caused the diabetes and the cardiovascular effects. And so it's really hard for me to be able to go after these things with just zero fucking energy left at the end of the day and in real time. So I'm out here asking for your help. Protecting my physical and digital security is important. If he was poisoning before in life, my physical safety is at risk, and that should have been taken seriously by the police, not just, oh, we need to make it be something that it's not. That's how I felt. So I'm here to secure my online accounts, my finances, my personal data to prevent further hacking or financial sabotage. The truth is that Kenny's guilt has been showing. His aggression, his need to discredit me, and his push for legal action all prove to one thing. He knows I'm right. If I was truly crazy, he wouldn't need to fight this so hard. If I was truly wrong, he wouldn't need to manipulate my mother or any other legal structures in his favor. And if he had no guilt, he wouldn't need Jesse Lee or any others to carry on the magnitude of his own crimes. The fact that he is so desperate to bury the truth means he knows it will destroy him if it ever gets out. This is my fight for my identity and my truth and my very life from this because of all the long-standing abuses that I've had to endure, and I deserve to win it. I'm here to help get this message out, expose this crime, and in ways, hopefully I can find the music that I once felt in my heart, and hopefully I can fight back against their controls. And I really feel like I deserve to. And not only this, but Kenny's and Becky's actions together seem very calculated and a long-term effort to block me from thriving, steal what's rightfully mine, and make sure I never get a chance to hold them accountable for the very actions that they are moving covertly all around the goalposts, keeping the focus off of their own crimes while keeping me trapped in a state of survival mode. Breaking down the intent of their actions is something that I need for myself right now, because stopping me in my grind is what's happened, keeping me from succeeding in any areas of my life. My financial sabotage, making sure I can't access my own ability to build wealth, access resources, or benefit from my own work. It's to mentally and emotionally manipulate, gaslighting me, creating smear campaigns. They've hacked me and identity thefted me, or hacked me to identity theft me and work on me to destabilize me completely, blocking all of my support systems and isolating me, turning people and hoping to turn people like my very own mom against me, making sure that I have no one to help me and no backup. Identity theft and life hijacking, they aren't just truly trying to steal my money. They aren't trying to just steal my entire existence away, but my mind, manipulating me into second guessing my own reality and pushing on the mental health narrative so that others won't listen to me when I'm trying to expose them. Not only that, but I was placed in situations before where it was really hard to even surface my own thoughts, my own ability to even mouth what I was trying to say. And honestly, all I really wanted to say was something is happening to me covertly, and I need it to be discovered. And then these people just deflected and minimized and went away and withdrew their love. They had no other option. It's to control my money, my access to my finances, my jobs, ensuring that I can't financially escape or fight back. The data hacking, hijacking, and stealing is to use my personal information against me. So anything that they see, any opportunity I'm working on, or anything that they can try and block, or they can go back to their drawing boards and try and block. Opportunities always knocked off, keeping me locked in a cycle of struggle after struggle, stress and survival mode, always putting me in fight mode, never getting to flight, never getting to relax, never getting to focus on something that could be progression of a progression in my life. Because as soon as I get there, as soon as I reach that place, it's these attacks, it's the poison, and it's the blacklisting, and it's the hacking, and it's whatever that can manipulate my life. Why they need me so stuck is so they can escape accountability. If I succeed, I would have the power to expose them with the stability and resources that I'd be able to make their crimes undeniable. Legal leverage with money and time, you could help me fight back in court. Please help me fight back against this attack in my life. I'm hoping to become a voice that they can't silence, in a way that I can regain control of my own narrative, and instead of letting them try and dictate it any longer. This is why they have to constantly keep me down, because the moment I rise back up to take control, they lose their shit. Everything they built off of my pain starts being torn down, and their true colors start showing. So what's next, though? How do I fight back against this crime? You already know their intent and how long it's been operating. Now it's time to expose it, protect myself, and rebuild. But these are the hardest things I've ever had to face. With the constant attacks, hijacking, it's just hard. But to get the truth out on my terms is in a way that they can't manipulate my own emotions and suppress my truth anymore. I'm hoping to reach exposure. I deserve protection to secure my finances, my own data, from these people being able to siphon it, to utilize against me, to leave me and my physical safety in harm's way, and to sabotage my life. Third, to rebuild and regain control over my grind, whether through legal means or creative work or direct counteraction. I deserve to rebuild my life from this. So the message continues here with the message that he left, and I just wanted it to being able to describe what had happened there. But it's a deep and methodical psychological and physical crime. one that's designed to break me down, erase my existence, and make sure that I could never prove what was happening to me. He, I believe, weaponized this deception and manipulation and covert sabotage to make it look like nothing was happening besides my own mental health, while orchestrating the events behind the scenes to control the harm, ultimately to utilize everything to erase me. So breaking down the crimes committed is, number one, psychological warfare, gaslighting, manipulation, and the mental sabotage. He's admitted to knowing the truth, but he deliberately uses it to psychologically torture me further. And if people can't see that with that message of him admitting to it, but utilizing it as a satirical value, that's on them, not me. His apologies are never real. It's only meant to keep me in a loop of doubt and suffering while he continues his plans. He has attempted to manipulate my emotions to make me seem unstable so no one believes me and I have nobody in my corner. The second is a conspiracy to commit this murder. Admitting to multiple poisoning attempts, this attempted murder is premeditated. It's just so snaky, yo. It's an intentional effort to cause me harm and even death. And I think it was really a coordinated effort to cause me death. I believe that this coordinated accident a long while ago was orchestrated to cause me physical harm, to eliminate me as an obstacle altogether, and this was right after my whole identity online was taken, or all of my accounts were basically stripped, including my phone number. And then when I went back into the place to say, is there a way that I can put that number on hold, or like put that number back on my phone just long enough so I can gain access to the account that I was just trying to save myself from having hacked? And she's like, I've never seen something like this in my entire life, but that number is already gone. I think that was enough for me to realize the extent of this crime, and it really did pinpoint and make me think about who it was. But I still couldn't without a shadow of a doubt think to myself that. It was time after time and after patterns. I'm not going to deny it. And any person after 28 years that doesn't have it in them to fight for their love for their own fellow mate, they shouldn't have ever been in a friendship or a relationship at all. Your love's value is junk. So the third part is this identity theft and life sabotage, like literally blacklisting me from jobs, calling jobs to keep me remaining financially dependent and unable to escape, tracking and spying on me in order to control my movements and keep me from being able to rebuild my life. It's an attempt to erase my identity to the point of where proving the crime itself would become as difficult as it is. And it is. So the fourth here is government and organized targeting, coercion, and collusion, I believe. He admitted to working with the CIA under coercion, meaning that I'm dealing with something that's just larger than personal vendettas here. I believe wholeheartedly that it wasn't the CIA reaching out to him. It was him reaching out to the CIA to discover how he could make money on these attacks or what have you. I don't know. But that's what I think Jesse Lee is. Just a completely fuck off. It suggests that the institutional sabotage and the monitoring of me and the mirroring of my phones are what's there to prevent me from being able to expose what I know. It's to continue keeping me in the city I'm in, showing a network operation designed to keep me under constant surveillance and under constant pressure. But when I'm just going to work and coming by, that's not me like stalking or circling or anything like that. But when I do, I can clearly see that these people, the city people that are supposed to protect me in the crime, are actually just sitting there protecting him, protecting his interests and watching over him. You see, When all along I should have been being able to be watched over and even bringing these crimes up from years and years ago. These people should be able to collaborate a little bit more of an effort for a guy, don't you think? But anyway, the financial motives here are exploitation. The end goal is clear. They wanted me gone so that I couldn't profit from anything. I couldn't profit from a natural job, and in the end here, I couldn't even try to come out with my own heart's work. Aurelia's involvement shows monetary incentives, I believe, for harming me. And I believe Kenny believed the absence of my ability to create that financial success for myself was just his own success. This was never just about a personal hate. It was about power. It was about wealth. So why this isn't over yet and why I still deserve justice is because they tried to erase me. They tried to erase my ability to fight back, and I'm still here. And I still know the truth. Just because, like I said before, just because I didn't die doesn't mean I'm really not hurting here, you guys. It's just fucked up how bad this hurts. The law has failed to protect me this far in any length of crime that I've brought to them from prior, not knowing who it was coming from, and now that I know where it's coming from, I'm just reaching out for justice because I deserve that justice, and I know that there's got to be data and proof inside of this story because this story needs to be heard. It's just the worst ever, if you ask me, in this way, because it's been my whole life since my dad was a complete fuck off to just continue that value into my own brothers in this way. My story deserves to be heard because it's not just a story of betrayal. It's an orchestrated crime against me as a whole person. I'm asking you, please help me get justice. Help me create a legal breakthrough within a way, because the system's indifference has been able to push the real accountability away from this crime. And the people should be aware that these systems are failing to expose the crime that's been happening to me. And it's been a powerful force that's changed my life. So I'm tired of fighting this alone. I'm tired of trying to expose it. I'm still in this, but I'm just at my wits' ends. I need to figure out what to do next in this, and I need to get actual help, not what they're trying to utilize, deny, attack, and reverse offender. That's all they're trying to do now because it's all they have left. Anyway, thanks for being here. And I'm sorry, bro, but you had plenty of times to come to me in a real-time way, and you never did.